In this video, I'm going to give you a number of immediate stress relievers. These are things you can do in the moment, within seconds or within minutes, if you feel stress coming on, so that you stop its overwhelm and you stop its snowball effect.
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
And you reverse it. So let's get started. A lot of things are very simple to do. You can just take a second for yourself. Obviously, it depends on the stressor. Like if somebody is robbing you, you cannot say, hey, please stop. I got to take a second for yourself. But if you can, just stop right there. If you're feeling really stressed out, take a second for yourself. Start breathing. Sometimes that extra second or two is what you need. And you can retrace your train of thought, find what was the cause of the stress. How are you reacting it? What in your train of thought is causing you to maybe overreact to something, or is there something overwhelming you so you can identify it, and then you can create strategies of how to change that. You can also try different breathing techniques like deep breaths through your nose and big breaths out through your mouth, and you can do 10 of these. So big breath in your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Do 10 of these, maybe 10 more of these, and you'll see a lot of the stress will alleviate once you're 20 or 30 breaths in. And there are two kinds of stresses. One is if you freeze up, you need sensory input to reboot your system. And if you get more energy after stress, like you get anxiety or you start to act out, then you need to decrease stimuli. So you see, your specific solutions to your short-term stress are dependent on you. So you have to ask yourself, are you freezing up? Or are you getting anxiety and it's just causing you to go nuts? So whichever you're getting, if you're freezing up, you need more sensory input. If you are getting anxiety, you need less sensory input. And sensory inputs using the 5 senses is going to be very connected to how you're going to relieve your immediate stress. So let's go through all the senses. So your smell, if your work environment is the source of your stress, you can use scented candles, you can have flowers, you can have a plant on your desk, you can use like essential oils, just nice smells that soothe and calm you. For me, I'm not a big smell guy, like I don't have a very good sense of smell, but for people who are sensitive to smells, you want to have those pleasant smells. And guess what? They're also going to get rid of a lot of unpleasant smells and mask them, so that's going to be a win. And a lot of it is taste. Have a bottle of water, drink some coffee and tea. Not too much, because sometimes coffee is a cause of stress, and a lot of the short-term energy boosters, when you're on the down, it can cause a lot of stress too. So not too much coffee, but just have something to drink. And for chocolate lovers, you'll be happy if you are a chocolate lover. Some studies show that a little bit of dark chocolate will help to relieve your stress. And when I say a little, like 1 square or 2, don't eat the whole bar. And of course, you can take a break to stretch out or walk around or do other exercise just for a little bit. It can range for 30 seconds to a minute to a half an hour, but any of these will help to relieve your stress a little bit. Or you can actually focus and fixate on a pleasant memory. That would be actually kind of like almost a visual stimulus, and just have that memory like right now when you're not in stress. Choose your pleasant memory, and that pleasant memory, maybe you were on a lake, maybe you're something nice, maybe with your dog, with your family. That pleasant memory will be your go-to memory that when you're feeling stressed, think of that and you'll feel better. Now, let's talk about some sensory experiences you can have with touch. If you're near someone, you can hug someone. Obviously, don't hug anybody at work if it's inappropriate, but if you're at home, or you can hug a loved one, or just a little bit of that can be a stress reliever. If you have pets, you can pet them, a cat or a dog. They're fantastic stress relievers. If you can get a massage, that's fantastic, but if you cannot, we have a lot of stress built up in our hands, so a hand massage really works well for some people, and you can give a hand massage to yourself. Also, wear comfortable clothing, and some people find it helpful if you just wrap yourself in a warm blanket. That can cause you also to feel a little nicer and more comfortable and relieve some stress. Now, there's a lot of sensory experiences with sight. You can put pictures of loved ones around your work area, or you can open your windows, and if you have a nice view outside your window, and if you don't have a particularly nice view, put like nice paintings surround your area. Make your work area pretty and pleasant to be in. You can have that plant on your desk. It not only will help with a little bit of smell, but also be pleasant. And you can get back to that picture of that peaceful place that you can imagine. Because even if nothing visually is nice about your work area, like let's say you work in some office and it's just not pleasant visually, in your imagination, there's something that can be peaceful memory and visualization. And there are a few auditory sensors you can have as well. For example, you can listen to music you like, maybe relaxing music, maybe music that makes you feel better, makes you feel motivated. Music is amazing. For me, that really works well. You can listen to different tapes or recordings of meditations or affirmations, or you can listen to tracks of like ocean waves or just relaxing sounds, whatever you find relaxing. Those can also put you in a different state and just provide that immediate stress relief. So you see here, we've covered a lot of little techniques. Now, not all of them are going to work for you. Maybe most of them are not going to work for you. You don't need that. You just need a couple. You just need a couple that work. Try them out, but make sure you try them out. Because if you tell me, oh, Alex, none of these work. Well, have you tried them earnestly? Because the thing that makes it really hard is that when you are in stress, the impulse we have is to keep on doing the thing that's stressing us. Like if the work is stressing us and there's too much work, is like too many tasks. If we have too many tasks, then our impulse is to do the tasks. If we're stuck on something, our impulse is not to take a break. Our impulse is like, let's keep sitting here. Let's focus on it. And it's going to cause more stress. You're not going to make that much progress in your task. And it's just going to be a snowball effect in the wrong direction. But if you're aware, now you know, I'm feeling stressed. I've got to do one of these things. So do these things. It's not a matter of knowing them and saying they don't work because you didn't do them. It's a matter of knowing them and actually trying them because they do work. For example, when I used to program a lot, everybody in programming, they know that there are periods where you get really stuck on something. Like when I say programming, I mean software engineering. All engineers, they just get really stuck on something. It just doesn't work. And a lot of engineers, they have this impulse of like, they just sit there. And during stress, it's hard to figure things out. And so they keep making themselves feel miserable. But the smart thing is always to take a break, let your brain reboot a little bit, come back, and then you start seeing other solutions to problems, and then you solve that problem easily. And that's a really common pattern that's known in software engineering. Even my first ever software engineering course, the instructor literally said, if you get stuck and if you get stressed, don't keep sitting there and banging your head against the wall, take a break. So now you know what to do. You have plenty of little techniques. Do them, and they will help you to relieve your stress in the moment within minutes or seconds.